Folks, I would say one of the core rules, one of the main principles of fighting games is that blocking is the counter to attacking, and throwing is the counter to blocking. Makes sense, right? But there are certain moves that break this rule. They're called unblockable moves. Moves that simply cannot be blocked. If the opponent is holding back, they will get hit anyway. And in games like Tekken and Soul Calibur, these are quite common. Most characters in the game are going to have one of these, but they're balanced by the fact that they are very, very slow to come out, and it's usually really obvious, so anyone who's paying attention will be able to just see the attack and hit you out of it. But this is not always the case. Today I wanted to take a look at situations where unblockables are not intentional, meaning they are some kind of glitch or exploit in the system that makes attacks unblockable, and I want to take a look at situations where intentional unblockables actually backfire and break the rules of the game so badly that they are essentially overpowered and must be nerfed. So that's what we're going to take a look at today. The dark history of unblockables in fighting games. But guys, if there's one thing you actually do want to get hit by, it's the hype for the brand new game Crystal of Atland. Crystal of Atland is a cross-platform magic punk MMO action RPG where you can choose from 11 different classes, each with over 20 different skill combinations. Wait, let me correct myself. It's actually 12 different classes now that we have the brand new Mistrix class. She's super badass with tons of firepower, and she also has a transforming motorcycle, which I think is pretty cool. And you get access to the Mistrix and all the other classes right when you download the game. There's no unlocking, no character gotcha. You can just play who you want. You can hop in right from the start and start enjoying the game's hype, combat, and air combos with whoever you want to play. But a new class isn't the only exciting thing happening in the game right now. We've also got the Crystal of Atland One Punch Man collab. It's happening right now. If you join the game, you can get some cool One Punch Man cosmetics, including a badge that lets you transform and explore the world as Saitama. And along with this collab, we've also got a new boss fight with Boros, who you can hop in and fight him alone or in a 4-man raid and get some really great rewards. So if you guys are interested in things like fast-paced action RPG combat, extensive multiplayer with co-op and PvP, unique world where magic and technology intertwine, plus we got the ongoing One Punch Man collab right now, make sure you check out Crystal of Atland. Use the link down below to download the game now on iOS, Google Play, PC, or PlayStation 5. Thank you guys so much for checking out that link, and thank you to Crystal of Atland for sponsoring this video. Okay, so first up, I wanted to take a look at some situations where just because an unblockable is intended by the developers does not mean that it's balanced or is not going to break the game. So the first example I thought of this was Firebrand in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. He has this swooping attack, which, as you can see, is blockable. But if you charge it down all the way, it is now unblockable. It is just a straight-up unblockable attack, and it even staggers the opponent, which, you know, obviously there's some potential to get combos off of that, which it seems pretty good, right? But of course, what takes this over the edge is this is an assist-based game. So you can use your assist to hold the opponent still and hit them with this unblockable, and there's not really too much they can do about it. Yes, there are a lot of defensive mechanics in this game, like push blocking, guard canceling, that kind of thing. But in particular, if you snap the opponent in and they're incoming like this, they actually have very few options, very few ways when they're airborne like that to not just get hit by this unblockable. And yeah, in this game, it is not that hard to kill people off of one touch, especially if you have access to stuff like X Factor. So yeah, pretty ridiculous. So this tactic was, of course, abused by players like Apology Man, kind of the most famous Firebrand player. And you can see it in this match here. He just gets a random hit against Flux, raw tags in Dr. Doom, who's going to be able to get the kill here. And then on incoming, he just has to call the assist, set up the unblockable. Now he just activates X Factor, and once again with the Dr. Doom, raw tag is going to kill another character. And next game was kind of funny, you know, the same situation happens. He got the hit with Firebrand, tagged into Dr. Doom, got the kill, brought in Firebrand to set up the unblockable. And this is a defensive tactic here by Flux. He chooses to get hit by the assist so that the unblockable combo will do less damage, but Apology Man reacts and just instantly activates X Factor and gets the kill. And then on the next incoming character here, we just set up the super to make them block, call the assist. He X-Factored, but it's not going to matter. You are still going to die here. So yes, this tactic was very, very abusable. Obviously a little bit fragile because if Firebrand ever gets hit, you're probably going to lose the game because he's going to die in one combo, and then your whole tactic that you've built the whole team around doesn't really work anymore. But yeah, still very, very effective is the Firebrand unblockable. Another unblockable move that was very, very dangerous and a little bit game-breaking was Cyrax's bomb. In Mortal Kombat 9, yeah, he could just put out a bomb, and when it exploded, it would be unblockable, which, yeah, sounds a little bit crazy, and it really was. So here we're about to see why it's so crazy, right? So if you just watch Cabal's life bar here, it's a little bit covered up by the player names, but you can see he's getting comboed, and then the combo resets, and he just dies, right? So essentially 100%. He could have easily done 100% there. So what actually happened? So this is all one combo. He drops a bomb, and then he's going to sneakily drop another bomb. So there is another bomb lurking at the bottom here. And Cabal actually recovers from the net, but he's still standing there. And the bomb is going to explode him. Whether he blocks or doesn't block, either way, this bomb is going to hit him and let Cyrax start another combo and get the kill. But I mean, even beyond the sort of unblockable reset setups where you force them to take the bomb, this was kind of just a crazy move in general. Like you can see here, he sets up the bomb. By the way, classic ketchup versus mustard match here. And you can see ketchup is like, wait, what do I actually do here? Yeah, like I can hit him and I can start doing a combo here, but there's a bomb on top of me. Even if you block it, you're going to get hit. So, yeah, kind of a tough situation. And Cyrax was definitely a bit of a problematic character in MK9. So those are some examples where moves are intended to be unblockable. That's just the way they're implemented in the game. But let's talk about situations where an unblockable is unintentional. It's a bit of a glitch, if you will. And the first and most obvious kind, I think, is high-low unblockables. So it really makes sense that if you have an assist that hits low, must be blocked low, and you have an air attack that must be blocked high, yeah, if you do them both at the same time, this is essentially an unblockable. There are some games that kind of protect against this, but in older games, yeah, this is straight up. There's not much you can do about this. You're getting hit high and low at the same time, and you are going to get hit. And by the way, if there's an overhead hitting assist, it turns out Juggernaut's assist here is going to hit overhead. So yeah, you can do it the other way around. A high and a low at the same time is going to be unblockable, which is pretty funny. But I feel like most modern games with assists have kind of realized this, and they've decided, okay, we're not going to put assists that hit overhead or assists that put low into our game. Like Dragon Ball FighterZ doesn't have anything like that. I don't think like Nen Impact or 2XKO are really going to have things like that, at least on the assist side. But this is not just a problem in assist games. You also have some situations where you have puppet characters whose puppets can hit high or low. For example, here with Carl, yeah, the first hit of this spinny move does hit low. This move hits overhead. It's not that hard to imagine. Yeah, do both at the same time, and all of a sudden, yeah, you have an unblockable setup, and you can combo off it. So, yeah, that's pretty decent. You guys might have seen there was a minor movement to ban Carl Clover in the newest version of BlazBlue recently. And, yeah, it's not exactly just because he has unblockables. It's a lot of things, but, yeah, it is a very dangerous thing to give someone in any game is a high-low unblockable that they can combo off of. I actually think it was even worse in the first version of BlazBlue. I think he had the dummy could do an overhead and you could do a low, so you could do it the other way. But yeah, now you have to do it this way, high-low at the same time. You can see even the CPU got hit right there, which is crazy. Like usually, boom, there you go. Yeah. Absolutely insane. That's high-low unblockables, but what about left-right unblockables? You might think to yourself, okay, if I throw a fireball on this side, and then I teleport to the other side, will the fireball hit him on the left and I hit him on the right, and you can't block both directions? Is that how it works? Well, in modern games, no. They actually did think about this. You can see I can record the dummy doing this to me, and then when I play it back, if I keep holding the direction I was holding, I will get hit, right? But that's because the character switched sides. So you have to always block in the direction of the character. So if I just switch my block to the other side, I will block the fireball and his hit correctly. So as long as you block the direction of the character, you will block it. And it's the same in assist fighters. If the point character goes to the other side, you just block in the direction of the point character, and you will automatically block any projectiles or assists or whatever. in most games. But Street Fighter 3 Third Strike actually does have left-right unblockables, and it's kind of relevant for two characters. The first one is going to be Yurion. With Yurion's Aegis Reflector Super, all you have to do really is set up the Aegis and then go to the other side of the opponent, and then you can hit them on both sides at the same time, and the Aegis Reflector actually must be blocked in the direction it came from, at least in the version of Street Fighter 3 Third Strike that is most commonly played. Yeah, this is a little bit silly, right? We just go to the other side and we get a straight up unblockable. Yeah, it's a little bit crazy, and one of the reasons why Yurion is a very strong character in this game. But there's actually another character that can abuse this quite well that you might know a little bit less, and that is Oro. With Oro's Orb Super here, you can throw it out, and if you manage to get to the other side and hit the opponent, both sides at the same time, again, they will not be able to block, which is kind of crazy. So here's a Japanese match where you can see this set up really well, and I apologize for the pixels, but yeah, you can see Oro gets the combo. He sets up the orb. Let's go to the other side, hit both sides at the same time, which allows him to get another combo, set up another orb, get to the other side, unblockable, and yeah, that was, what, nearly 100% with the mix-up there. It is going to kill Dudley. And that was all off one parry, by the way. He correctly parried the low right there in the corner. And yeah, won the whole round off it. So that is the power of even like mid-tier characters in Third Strike do have some really broken stuff, which is pretty exciting to watch. Okay, so we've done high-low unblockables, we've done left-right unblockables. Let's start getting a little bit weird. I want to talk about, I guess you would call this like a screen freeze unblockable. And the basic idea is we are going to freeze the screen with an ultra like that. And during the screen freeze, the opponent is not able to block. So if there is a fireball essentially already hitting them, when the screen freezes like that, they will not be able to block the fireball, and thus they will get hit by the ultra. It is one frame timing, so it's pretty hard to do, but let's see if I can pull it off for you here. Oh, there, I think I got it. Okay, listen. The ultra was too far for whatever reason, but the fireball did hit. Let me try this again. I bet I can get this. There we go. Guys, I don't know why I'm out of range on the ultra. Ooh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, unblockable ultra, guys. Yeah, obviously it took me a few tries to do, but in the hands of good players, this would have been insanely broken tech, and a lot of characters can get it just off of like a mid-screen throw if you FADC. Yeah, a lot of characters can actually do an unblockable there. But thankfully, this was only in the original version of Street Fighter 4. It was patched out in Super and all the later versions, so we don't have to worry about it. But man, this game would have been even more broken if you could have just done an unblockable off of all the different situations where you could land that. All right, next up, we're going to talk about another very strange type of unblockable, which is going to be basically like a hitbox-related unblockable, an unblockable where, you know, they actually didn't code the thing in the game that causes the opponent to block, or it's missing from the specific hitboxes that connect with the opponent. So the first example I want to look at here is with Zabel and Vampire Savior. His jumping light kick is a very strange move. This looks like a pretty normal move, and even with the hitbox viewer on, there's really nothing wrong with it that makes you think that this move shouldn't allow the opponent to block. You can see normally the opponent can block it. Like normally this move just works like normal. But if you hit with certain frames of the move, as you can see, the opponent does randomly just kind of get hit by it. If you hit with kind of a late active frame, you can make this unblockable and you can combo off it, which is obviously truly broken. And yeah, you could loop it, and this just creates all kinds of problems. And Zabel is already a very strong character at high-level play because his movement is crazy. He's got one of the best air dashes in the game, really insane mix-up. And the fact that this isn't even a mix-up, this is just a purely unblockable move, yeah, really takes him to the next level of brokenness. So yeah, an unblockable jumping light kick is a little bit crazy, but that's not the only move like this, especially in Capcom games. Here in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, there are several moves that operate this way, one of which is Dr. Doom's crouching heavy kick. Again, we can turn on hitboxes and nothing really looks amiss. It looks fairly normal, but you will see that even though the opponent is blocking, they just can't block this move. What is up with that? Someone explain. It's super weird, right? Super, super weird. You can see, like, yeah, she is definitely blocking, but she simply cannot block this crouching heavy kick because whatever flag is needed on the hitbox to indicate, okay, the opponent can block starting on this frame, it's just not there for this move. And the same thing for Sentinel crouching heavy punch. So yeah, you can see this move is fully blockable if you start blocking at the beginning. But if you start blocking on the very kind of last frame of the beam, your character will not actually go into the block animation and they will get hit. So similar to what we saw with Firebrand, the easiest way to force the opponent to get hit by this is to use snapbacks. So we snap them in, and if we perfectly time the crouching heavy punch on their incoming, boom, you can see even though she's holding back, she will get hit there. But not only that, similar to what we saw with like Cyrax, for example, we can force them to get hit by the beam on wake up. They'll stand up and they will instantly have the beam right there hitting them. Let's see if we can do it here. There it is. And that is an unblockable setup. And that is a very dead character. And of course we can loop it as well. So yeah, she's holding back. She's holding back, but she cannot block this bit. This is a really broken mechanic for Sentinel. And then here in X-Men vs. Street Fighter, very, very similar to Zabel in Vampire Savior, we have Ken, who his jumping light kick, if you do it just right, can become unblockable. Let's see. Oh, there it was. There it was. And of course, once again, you can combo off this. Let me see if I can do it. Yeah, there you can see, not that hard. Yeah, again, it's just super bizarre. For whatever reason, the opponent just can't block this sometimes. It's really strange. And I thought maybe, does this have to do with frame skip? So frame skip is the mechanic that allows them to do turbo in the game. They essentially, like, if you skip every 10th frame, the game will run 10% faster. So that's why the games have normal and turbo setting. They accomplish it with frame skip. But here I have it set to normal. And yeah, we still can make this unblockable. It's a little bit tricky. There it is. Yeah, so you can see it is possible to hit the unblockable even on normal speed. I don't have an explanation other than they just forgot to add certain properties to certain frames of the move, but yeah, it is what it is. Super bizarre stuff, and you don't really see this anymore, obviously. Okay, and finally, I wanted to show you one of the funniest types of unblockables I think I've ever seen. This one was shown to me by Guile Winquote. I did not know about this. That in KOF 98, apparently, the way that command throws work is essentially when you do the command throw, it triggers the thing in the game that says, okay, the opponent can't block, right? So that's why command throws will hit the opponent even when they're blocking. But this also means that if you do a command throw, they can't block anything, including fireballs. So yeah, you could do unblockable fireballs if you do a command throw at the same time, which is just hilarious. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in another game, but that is an amazing way to make command throws work. So what do you guys think? I know I left a lot of different unblockables off of this video, but I wanted to keep it to a reasonable length, although I don't know if I succeeded in that. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if there's anything notable you think I forgot, and let me know, what do you think? Do we need more unblockables in games? Is it time to bring back high-low assist unblockables and chargeable Firebrand type stuff? Or no, are we good to go with games being a little safer now? Let me know what you think. And with that, I'm going to end the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.